Welcome back. It is Mr. Tiger Tutorials, aka Glenn Dayton. Um, I've got a lot of requests to make a part 5 for the How to Make a Social Network series, and unfortunately I do not have that code on my computer anymore. I mean, I could try to get it, um, but it's a bit unmaintainable, and I'm a little bit sharper in making social networks since I've written that code. So, with that said, I'm going to announce I'm going to be making an entirely new series of how to make a social network. And this series will be better in that it will be made with better technologies that are more current and up to date with technologies that Facebook or Google or any other big technology companies would use. Um, so I'll just run through a little bit of the features that it will have, and that is post, photos, user settings, editing, many of the things that a social network currently has. Um, it will be something that you will have the freedom to change as you do, but I will have code posted on my website, which I'll provide a link to at the end of this video, and you'll be able to watch a video, and then you'll be able to go onto my website and download the code corresponding to that video. And I will put some commenting sections down there for people to ask questions. I know I'm bad with answering questions, but I will certainly try my hardest to be responsive. As far as the technologies go for the social network, um, I'm going to go ahead and go with obviously HTML and CSS. As far as the styling, I'm going to be using Bootstrap, Twitter Bootstrap, and in particular using the grid system and also using the responsiveness feature that the grid system has. I'm going to be using PHP as the backend. However, there are even better ways to do this with using Node.js or some other technologies. A lot of people that use like Ruby, something to that effect. But I'm just going to go ahead and stick with PHP, and it's all going to be in the REST syntax, and it's going to be just a API that Java calls, or that JavaScript calls jQuery. So that brings me to the next component, and that is I'm going to be using jQuery and Backbone.js, and Backbone.js is going to be the main backbone, obviously, to the website, which is going to be calling many of the queries to the PHP. So that's what makes the website faster and more responsive. And obviously, by nature, jQuery is Web 2.0. So this website will have Web 2.0 features to it. Probably the most significant thing about this tutorial is going to be the addition of the Amazon AWS services. This makes the website very fast. Amazon offers some things that just you can't find with the normal hosting company, such as DynamoDB, which is what I'm going to be using for the database, which is it's a database that does not have tables. It's not a relational database system. It's a key store value system. I'll get into more details about that when the tutorial actually occurs. And then I'm going to be using EC2 hosting for running the PHP and for hosting images or the style sheets, etc. And the images that users upload could be put onto EC2, which is the hosting, but there's a better way to do this using Amazon systems, and that is with using S3. And S3 is a way to store basically any file, like an image, a text file, etc., but it's most used for storing images. So when a user uploads an image, it's going to go directly to Amazon's S3 service. And through the tutorials, we're going to go over a lot of information regarding the S3 API syntax. And that'll be very good. And keep in mind, using S3 is going to make your website faster. And using CloudFront as well. CloudFront allows you to leverage the databases that Amazon has all over the world. Or maybe not databases, hosting they have all over the world. They have hosting, I think, in San Francisco. They have hosting in Virginia. So CloudFront allows you to have the person connecting to your website connect to the closest website provider. And then last but not least, Elasticache, which is a caching system that is before DynamoDB, and that if a user accesses a component on your website a lot, Elasticache will just present that data without querying the database for it. And also, with my experience, DynamoDB is very fast, so using Elasticache with it is good practice, but you could get away with just using DynamoDB. So that's it for the technology components. Obviously, we're going to be getting into a lot of details about that when the actual tutorial begins. I'm going to be going on vacation until August 22nd, so I will likely begin the day I get back. And another thing too is I've been interested in doing iOS, so I'm learning iOS development, and I'm hoping that I can make an iOS tutorial and integrate the iOS application into the social network, which I think would be very good. I don't think there's anything like that on the internet currently. Well, I think there is, but not on YouTube. So that about concludes the message. Everything will be on tigertutorials.com. I'm also updating the website. The website was made like 4 years ago when I was beginning, so I'm redoing everything. And I'm going to be putting more tutorials up there, and I'm hoping that people will look at my website instead of YouTube when they're looking at the series. And the reason why people would be encouraged to do that is because they're going to be able to download the code directly off my website, and they're going to be able to comment on the questions they might have. And also, code is an incremental thing when you're doing tutorials. I can't just give you all the code at one lump sum because you'll be lost in this huge lump of code. So going onto my website and being able to look at the code incrementally will be a lot more helpful. So you'll be able to start at step 1. I'll give you like a starter package with all the JavaScript, with all the PHP files, a tutorial on how to set up a local host on your computer. I may even throw a tutorial in there on how to do GitHub, because those are good development practices. So August 22nd, the tutorial will begin. Thank you. Bye.